everyone, welcome to another pick a card reading. Today's reading is going to be in a perfect world. What would your perfect world be like? Your ideal world, your utopia, your ideal lifestyle situation, what the world would be like, right? So we have 4 piles to choose from. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. I'm going to show you your images just in case you need to reflect upon them. We have this marble stone. We have this brick. I'm going to make some brick powder with it. We have a rose quartz pyramid for pile number 3. And we have this irregular arrow type of rock for pile number 4. If you need to pause to make your choice, go ahead and do that, but I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. For pile number 1, with this marble, your ideal world, we have owl, wise seeing action. We have new love, embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. We have unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of God. Mercury. So far I'm seeing wise action and then this mystery unto the kingdom of God. I'm feeling, and with Mercury too. So I'm feeling like words are very important to you. People using the right words, you using the right sort of expression. Mercurial themes, meaning thought, the mind, how we communicate words, writing, speaking, reading, right? So I feel like your ideal world would be one where education is valued, where words are valued, where language is valued, communication, wisdom, expertise, knowledge, right? We have soul, sun. We have come together. We have it is safe for you to be powerful. You know how to be powerful in a loving way that benefits others as well as yourself. So the messages I'm getting here are that in an ideal world, people would express their love to each other. In an ideal world, I also feel like for pile number 1, this is a group of powerful manifestors. So by speaking, by talking, by writing, by reading, you essentially manifest your matrix. So in your perfect world, you would, like, everyone would realize that they have the ability to create their life just by putting it into words, just by putting it into the right expression, and sort of putting their stamp onto the universe through these symbols through words, right? We also have manifestation. I was just talking about manifestation, guys. Like, I know we say that a lot in the spiritual community, but come on. And sanctuary. So with sanctuary, I'm feeling sanctuary as the matrix, meaning like if you aren't happy in your situation, your ideal world, what you like, the highest you want for us all is an ability to speak it unto the universe, to speak it into the matrix so that we feel safe within our matrix, right? So with this sanctuary, it's like feeling safe within the matrix that we create for ourselves. Let me move this up a little bit. And it's like in that way, you are in sync with the mysteries of the universe, right? You are like a co-creator with God. You come together with God to create the life that is before you. Beautiful. We have Council of Light. Yes, divine orchestration, helpers of the subtle realms. So Council of Light, like I was saying, part of God, right? Part of this ability of source to create, to manifest things into the 3D world, right? And we have take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So I feel like for this group, you know, you may have a lot of mercurial energy, which is Gemini and Virgo. With the sun, we have Leo energy. Those signs don't matter, but I will say with the wise seeing owl, with the mystery of the universe, with manifestation and all of the Mercury aspects that we have been talking about, I feel like you might have some manic things running through your head. Like your wheels might spin a lot as a mercurial person, where you just think a lot, and so you might think of a lot of new opportunities, a lot of new ideas to create into your matrix, to create into the universe, and it might overextend your energy because you have so much excitement and so much enthusiasm for these ideas, and you have so many of them, but it's like scattered overload to where you can't, like almost like an overwatering of ideas to where they can't grow, right? Like an over, sort of helicoptering over those ideas because you're thinking quickly about how to create the next step in your world. So basically what this is saying is, with sanctuary and take a break, is recognize that you are a co-creator, that you have co-created the life around you, your home, right? And so your home should be a place of rest. Your home should be a place of peacefulness, of sleep. And so this is just reminding you to take a break, basically. Take a rest. I don't know why I'm like beating around the bush, but like take a rest in that perfectly designed, perfectly orchestrated space that you co-created with God to bring about into the 3D reality, right? So like one of the best things about life for me personally is taking naps and dreaming. And I know, like, it's like, but you're asleep, you're not awake to experience human things. But I don't know, that's just part about being human that I like, even though it's like connecting with the other realm and not, I mean, it's like human and not human. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. Let me bring it back to you. My point is that you could get caught up in like mental energy, mental exhaustion, and you need to take a break to replenish yourself so that you can be at your 100% to come up with new ideas and generate new things to create into your matrix, into your 3D reality. But basically, in your perfect world, everyone would realize that they are this council of light, and everyone would realize that they have the ability to create the life that we all see before us, right? We're all like co-creators of this world. So like whenever people are negative, like that affects our world too, because it creates, you know, part of the matrix that is not so great. So I feel like in your perfect world, everyone would see that we're always creating that, right? That we're always co-creating together. And so why not just think of the best possible outcome so that we never have the worst possible outcome, so that the worst possible outcome never manifests, right? Let me know if that resonates with you. I love you very much. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like a personal reading, check the description box below. Bye. All right, pound number 2 with the brick. What would your perfect world be? We have be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. So people would just be real about what they like, what they feel. Blessed are the peacemakers, yes. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called, God, why am I like stumbling upon this? Matthew 5:9, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. We have Leo. I feel like you are a leader. You are an authentic leader who, Leo has like, on the Leo, oh, I knew we were missing a card. It's right here. On the Leo Aquarius axis, it talks about being, the difference between being special versus being unique. So this card, this be authentic to who you are, that would be more on the Aquarius end, because every time I see this card, I look at this woman and she has this goofy swan on her head, and it's like, you little weird girl, like, why do you have a swan on your head? But it is like authentic to, like, maybe she just likes swans, maybe she just wants a swan on her head, like, leave her alone, she's being authentic to who she is. So this is like, talking more about uniqueness, but with Leo, this is talking about more about specialness, right? So what makes someone special? Shine, the star of the show, stand out, right? So someone like, this would be more like a Billie Eilish figure, and this would be more like a Beyonce figure, right? Someone who like rules the roost, who you can't like take your eyes off of. But this is someone who is very unique. It's just a different way of expression. So, but basically, I mean, it's like two sides of the same coin, right? So in a perfect world, you would, everyone would be unique and special to who they are, authentic to who they are. They would exhibit the best and brightest qualities that they are, and they would sort of really understand their personal power. We also see blessed are the peacemakers. So in your perfect world, people would be peaceful with each other. They would be like accepting of these different ways of being, accepting of these different outward expressions, accepting of everybody's individuality and different styles of doing things. In your perfect world, I don't think there would be any cliques. I don't think there would be any groups, any labels, anything like that. We have dawn, the light after the darkness. So in your perfect world, I feel like you believe if we were ever going to be met with some sort of dystopian reality, that there is always a chance to break through to that, that there's always a chance to go beyond that. There's always a chance to rise above the ashes and come out on the other side. What else do we have in your perfect world? We have Virgo, perfectionist, purity, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving because I'm getting something, but I want to see if it all comes together. We have compass reverse. So I feel like the message that I'm getting with this compass reversed is that in your perfect world, no one would take anyone's direction but their own direction, their own guidance. And this goes back to being authentic, being unique, and being special, right? No one would sort of tell each other what to do. There wouldn't be any right path for any one person, right? In your perfect world, there just wouldn't be these little boxes. I feel like you're sort of tired of boxes, which is kind of interesting because we do have Virgo, and Virgos are sort of like spreadsheet data people. But Virgo also talks about, again, that purity, right? Like going back to basics. So maybe what this Virgo energy is speaking of in this reading is going back to the purity of yourself, the pureness that you were as a child. We see Jesus with children here, so maybe that's why this card fell here. I mean, obviously, like, we all want peace, right? And we all want you to, like, be yourself at the end of the day. But I feel like this is, like, how you were before everyone else corrupted you, right? How you were before people told you who and what to believe and how to be and how to dress and how to live and what you should do with your life, just how you wanted to be as a child. And Leo is a very childlike energy as well. It rules the 5th house of children, in fact. We have Vanessa. To make your decision, ask yourself which way brings me closer to my divine purpose and which one takes me away from it. Yes, so one of the best examples or best examples of advice that I've gotten was think of yourself as, like, go back to your self when you were 5 years old and think about how your 5-year-old self would be like in awe of who you are now, right? And it could be like something as small as like, oh my God, they drive a car, they are so cool. Like, little kids like grown-ups, right? Like whenever you're a little kid, you want to be a grown-up. So whenever you're feeling bad about yourself, it's like you can sort of like see yourself through the eyes of a child, like, oh my God, I've achieved so much. I'm so cool. You know, like I never thought I would get here as a kid. Sorry, camera cut off. So, at the same time, going back to yourself as a kid where, you know, you had other ideas for yourself, right? You had other ideas for how you wanted to live your life and what you wanted your life to be before everyone told you what it should be. So you can look at your adult self now and admire how far you come in that respect, right? Like, have you always been authentic to your path, or have you let someone else sort of decide your life for you, right? So in your perfect world, people would follow their own heart, follow their own direction. With Vanessa, to make your decision, ask yourself, which way brings me closer to my divine purpose, and which way... Excuse me. Don't have the Rona, by the way. It's like two separate paths, right? Two different directions. And with this compass, it talks about direction too. So it's like, which way takes me to my divine path, which takes me farther away from it. So, which takes me closer to my divine path is closer to the one that I charted out whenever I was a child. Which takes me away from it is whatever society wants to put on me. Whatever society... Okay, so on the Aquarius end, this is whatever like shackles society wants me to live by, like the rules, the mask that they want me to live by. In the Leo perspective, this is like, you want to limit my ability to shine. You want to dull my sparkle and get me to be just like average, mediocre like everyone else. Well, no, I'm the sun, I shine, right? But it's still this aspect of unique and special, which you want everyone to be. Let's see. We also have positive thinking. So you want everyone to think positive. You want there to be love. Who doesn't? You know what? With this love card, I actually feel like this is talking about the more authentic we are, whether it's how unique we are, whether it's how special we are, the more we get down to the purity of ourselves, the like zero reset of ourselves where we were children, the more we're able to define more authentic partners and more authentic love, because it's like there are no masks, there's no illusions. You can be like totally authentic. You can see your partner for what they really are. They can see you for who you really are, so you can recognize each other, right? But whenever you let society dictate who you should be, what you should do, where you should go, then you put on these masks so your true love can't like see you, can't like identify you, right? We also have Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are an oracle. You are the oracle. I think this just goes back to like your special, unique quality. Like your vibration is rising. Like, don't dull my sparkle. Let me shine. We also have Mintaken, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Longing for home, belonging. So this is really interesting when we talk about the Aquarius energy. And again, like, you don't have to be these signs. I'm just like talking about the energy. So Aquarians, they're like these unique weirdos that rebel against society. They have swans on their head, right? But they also rule the 11th house of friendships, right? So they're weird, they're unique, but they also rule, which you would think would be like separate, right? You would think would be like an isolated thing outside of a group. But they rule groups. They rule friendships, groups, organized things. But they are inherently against organized things. So I always found Aquarians are always interesting. I mean, every sign is interesting, but Aquarians are interesting in that way. So in other words, with this belonging card, this is like knowing that you can be your unique self in a crowd full of people. knowing that a crowd full of people has a mosaic of individual, unique people, and they can all come together in their individuality as one, right? So it's kind of like culture, right? So like each bacteria might have something different, but whenever they come together as a culture, they make one form, right? So I feel like in your ideal world, you want individuality, expression, specialness, uniqueness, and true authentic, that true authentic shine from people to come through. Let me know if that resonated. I love you very much. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like a personal reading, check the description box below. I love you. Bye. Okay, pile number 3 with the rose quartz pyramid. What is your perfect world, your ideal world? First, we have Lady de los Muertes, acceptance and equality. So I always call this my AOC card, my Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez card. You can agree with her politics or not, it doesn't really matter. But the point of this card talks about Venusian energy. She is a Libra herself, and Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus is the planet of love and beauty. It's also the planet of money. Also rules Taurus, right? So when I see this acceptance and equality, this Lady de los Muertes talks a lot about equality in regards to income equality, equality in regards to deserving that you are worthy of being paid a living wage, a decent wage. This talks about knowing that it's not about having some sort of like vendetta against the rich. This is talking about knowing that everyone has a dignity of work that they do, right? Like there is dignity in sweeping the floors. There is dignity in serving you a McDonald's hamburger, right? Like everyone has dignity of work. We all put in work to pay the bills. We all put in work to be part of society, to be a valuable asset to society, and we provide services to others. So in return, we, through this process, we generate a lot of wealth, a lot of abundance. This is a card about wealth and abundance, right? So by having all of these hardworking people in the workforce, we are able to create more and more and more and more and multiply, right? And get bigger and better. And so it stands to reason that the people who are working hard and who have that dignity of work should be compensated for that work, right? Like no one should be hungry, no one should be living paycheck to paycheck, no one should be having to do what are they called? GoFundMe's if they have like a broken leg, right? So this is, I wouldn't exactly call it socialism, but it's more understanding that we deserve, like every animal on this planet works, right? Bees work to make honey. Dogs work to let you know that someone is at the door, right? Like every living thing works. Even like plants work, right? Like carrots grow so that you can eat a carrot, right? So everything has a purpose. Everything has a service to give to the earth, right? So like the earth is abundant. The earth gives us so many things. So in return, we give to the earth, to others, these services and these products or, things that make the earth better, right? So it's just saying like there are enough riches and resources for everyone to have basic needs met and to even have like a little luxury. What else do we have? We have get to know each other. Learning to meet another's need for love is important for a relationship to grow. So I feel like with this pile, I might be talking to some Libras out there because I did talk about Libra and Venus, but getting to know each other, this is saying to me that in an ideal world, people would sort of look beyond the immediate snap judgments of others and sort of understand each other's perspective with compassion. And like I was talking about here, where it's not a vendetta against the rich, it's more like just logically wanting to compensate someone who is putting in the hard work, right? But in your perfect world, like, you would get to know the rich, right? Like, the rich would know the poor and the poor would know the rich, because there would be more of an exchange of each other's perspective, right? To where it wasn't just like, you suck, I hate you. You know, there was just more like compromise within each other, because you could sort of understand where everyone was coming from. That's what your perfect world would be. Next card, we have, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed. Sorry, why can I not talk today? We're not even in Mercury retrograde shadow. If you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, you shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove. So basically what this is saying is, it doesn't take huge amounts of faith to move mountains. All it takes is the small amount of a mustard seed to cause miracles to happen. And I think what this is talking about is your the way your worldview, the way you see the world, is that there is enough for everyone. Like, Mother Nature is just endless in her abundance, and so like a seed can sprout like 10 different grapes, right? So from one little seed, let's just say mustard seed, right? So a tiny little mustard seed, it grows up and then you get mustard, right? And you can just multiply that. People can sell their mustard, people can put mustard on hot dogs, but again, it talks about like everything, every material thing on this planet has a service to provide, has something to offer. It can be like the smallest little mustard seed can grow up to provide like all of this sustenance. And with mustard seeds, you can make mustard greens, right? So from like the tiniest of things creates, like, multiplies this abundance. So in your perfect world, I feel like you want others to recognize that it doesn't take a lot to, I feel like in your perfect world, you want to get rid of lack mentality. You want everyone to have an abundant mindset, to where they can understand that it only takes a small seed to plant, but if you take care of it, then it grows into something much bigger, right? We also have Pluto. Pluto talks about transformation. Pluto, in regards to transformation, Pluto is a generational card. So a lot of the labels that they put on generations, like millennials, boomers, Gen Xers, blah, 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 they often have to do with Pluto, to be honest. Like, Pluto and Scorpio are basically millennials. So this might be a generational thing that some of the older generations might not have caught up to yet. So you might feel like a little bitter throughout this process at times, because they quite haven't transformed. Pluto is a card about transformation, regeneration, transmuting from one substance to another, from one thing to another, like a mustard seed moving a mountain, right? Sorry, Scrappy, it's okay. Sort of like this alchemic process of transforming from one thing to another. So you might want there to be like some sort of transformational shift in like economic shift, to be honest. but others might not have caught up with that yet. So your job on this planet might actually be to enact those changes, to change the planet in that way. We also have Saturn. So interestingly, Saturn is the original ruler of Aquarius, and you would never think so because Saturn is such a hard ass and like a taskmaster, and Aquarius is so like against the rules. But Saturn is about structure, and so when we think about Aquarians and structure, it's like planning, it's like city planning, right? Because they are the humanitarians. They're about big groups of people. So they're more civic than I think people give them credit for, and they represent strokes of genius. So it's like electricity systems, right? Electric grids and structures like that. So why am I mentioning utilities? Utilities are a structure that, like a civic structure that helps society sort of function, right? We all have to rely on it together, like a plumbing system, right? Well, an economic system is similar in that the exchange of materials, the exchange of money, the exchange of a dollar from one hand to another is also sort of it's just like a network, right? So we're talking about a network, and the way we network with our resources, with our exchange. I feel like you want to transform this system and this this network of exchange. We have encouragement reversed. Okay. We have Teresa, time out. You've been so busy taking care of everyone else's needs, but now it's time to stop and take care of yourself. So I was immediately, whenever I thought of this encouragement, I thought like encouragement as far as telling people, like giving people a little too like high expectations. I'm not saying like don't follow your dreams. I'm just saying like, you know, this isn't necessarily like my viewpoint, but for pile number 3, I feel like in your perfect world, I have to talk about it. But sort of the rat race, ambition, ambitious sort of lifestyle we have to achieve more, to make more, always be hustling, always be posting. I feel like you are, with this encouragement reverse and then this timeout, I feel like in your perfect world, people would take more time out, take more breaks, take more rests, like not work so hard, not push so hard, and enjoy life's riches a little bit instead of always trying to make more, always trying to create more, because you kind of waste your energy when you understand that it doesn't. Dang it, I hate when it does that. So it did cut out, but I wanted to say with the, and I don't know how far along I got, encouragement reverse and timeout, I feel like you are, in your perfect world, people wouldn't work so hard in like the ambitious rat race cycle, so they wouldn't work so hard to get ahead. And I'm not saying you shouldn't dream. I'm saying in your perfect world, people wouldn't always be on the hustle. They wouldn't always be posting. They wouldn't always be so like stressed out and high strung from working so hard, because they understand they can take a break, they can take it easy, because they understand that it doesn't take a lot to get a lot. Like the mustard seed, it's such a small thing, but it produces such a big effect, right? So I feel like in your perfect world, we just wouldn't run that rat race as much, right? We also have spontaneity. So in your perfect world, I feel like in this space of clearing it out, taking some time out for yourself, and not being in that always needing to make money, lack mentality, always need to make more, I always need to have more mindset. Once that space is created, it opens up a space to be more spontaneous. So, in your perfect world, I feel like there would be like a little, you know, we're talking about structure here, and I feel like there would be more time set aside to be unstructured, right? Like you would structure a time to be unstructured. We also have worthiness, a lot like what I was talking about. Like everyone is worthy, everyone provides a service. And it's not a matter of thinking, it's not a matter of being entitled. It's not a matter of thinking we should like eat the rich or the rich suck. It's a matter of saying like we are worthy of having a living wage too. We also have Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? And I feel like this goes back to nurturing a seed, like gardening, nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, and understanding that things multiply. When we talk about mothers, star mothers, that is the ultimate, a mom is the ultimate multiplier, right? They are the crop, right? They get a seed planted in them and then it grows, right? And all they have to do is hang out for 9 months and then a baby is there. I mean, that's not all they have to do, but you know what I'm saying, guys. It's not like they're like pushing really hard to create a baby. No, a baby is already there, right? And they'll have other opportunities to create a baby. So this is just saying that it's a constant cycle of life. You understand that, and you're not like worried that there's going to be scarcity, that there's going to be lack, because there's always abundance, there's always life, and you're always worthy of it because you are an active participant of it. We also have leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. So I feel like this is about taking risks, but it's interesting because I kind of got like a lack of risk in this encouragement, but I feel like this is like saying that in your perfect world, people would take the right risks, like with this spontaneity. So when you create a space to take care of yourself, then spontaneous action comes from taking risks that you know you are worthy of, instead of taking risks to get rich quick schemes, right? Or taking risks to just like short-term gains. I feel like from this, I feel like with lack mentality and a poverty mindset, it can lead to people taking some risks, like taking payday loans and stuff like that. So I feel like in your perfect world, people would create more space to realize that there's abundance everywhere and they can create it from any space. So let me know if that resonated. I love you very much. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like a personal reading, check the description box below. Bye. Okay, last but not least, with the arrow-shaped stone, what is your ideal world? In a perfect world, what would your ideal be? We have eternal love. Love is love, and it transcends physical death. So in an ideal world, let's keep moving because I'm not going to interpret. Spiritual connection. Okay, what? In a perfect world, everyone would be united with their twin flame, right? As soon as I saw this, I thought of like ancestral DNA, fated love, destined. It's like two people who died holding hands, right? And so with the spiritual connection, this is two people who have, it's kind of a weird image, but it's like a road coming out of their head, and they're dancing on the road. Like it's like a astral cord that's in between this person and this person. But basically it's like a spiritual connection, right? So I feel like this is the twin flame howl. There's always one, right? We also have peace be unto you as my Father hath sent me. Okay. We have Aries. You don't have to be an Aries. This is just the energy we are dealing with. We have Cancer. So both of these are cardinal energies. Cardinal energies are leaders. They take charge. They initiate the seasons. So what would Aries and Cancer have in common? They both have a lot of will, a lot of drive. You may not think Cancer does, but they actually do. They can be very determined. It's an emotional person. I feel like with this Aries Cancer energy, this is one, it's recognizing masculine and feminine, because Aries is masculine, Cancer is feminine. But two, I feel like this is acknowledging your feelings, acknowledging your emotions. So in a perfect world, I feel like no one would deny what they're feeling. No one would deny what they're hiding, because fire signs have that passion, and that's a very emotional entity. And then water signs are very emotional too, right? So the earth and the air signs are more cerebral, they're more mental, and so they're more sort of like flatline and cool-headed, I guess, right? But the fire and the water signs are more emotional. So in your perfect world, people would recognize their twin flame. They would be happy to, like, there would be no runner-chaser dynamic, basically, because everyone would recognize who they're supposed to be with, and they wouldn't be afraid of their feelings. But essentially, isn't the twin flame journey about that recognition? I don't know. Peace be unto you, my Father. We have rock bottom. We have Ariel. New psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view the world and yourself. Allow your spiritual gifts to open through study, prayer, and meditation. So I feel like in your perfect world, I'm really feeling it's like telepathy. Like in your perfect world, people would be telepathic and be able to read each other's thoughts, because they understand that astral connection, right? And they wouldn't second guess, like, oh, I'm seeing his name everywhere, must be a coincidence, right? Or, oh, I posted that song or I thought of that song and they just posted it, it's just a coincidence, something like that, right? But in your perfect world, it's like they would know, right? They wouldn't think anything would be a coincidence. In your perfect world, I want to see what this rock bottom is. We also have nature. So yeah, with nature, I feel like this is like, it's only natural for lovers to be together. It's only natural for us to connect with each other like this. And so to sort of deny your divine counterpart, deny love, deny true love, deny a connection, it's like you're denying nature, right? It's just natural that we are drawn to each other, that we are magnetized to each other, and that we fall in love and have babies and all of that, because you know, that's how life is created. What more can I say? We also have patience. So in your perfect world, people would be a little more patient with the process, because we are dealing with emotions, and those can be a little turbulent. You know, with this rock bottom, what I'm feeling now is like the bravery to face your rock bottom, the bravery to face yourself at the worst, and to come out the other side, because you recognize that it's just a feeling, right? Okay, that might resonate for some of you. I don't know. Peace be unto you. I feel like peace is just like the peace of knowing that we are all connected and that we're never truly separated, because part of the twin flame journey is to go through that separation so that we know physical separation, you know, there's a deeper connection, there's a psychic connection that defies physical separation. We also have yes, just say yes. Yes. And we have the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? So for yes and what are you clinging on to, I feel like in your perfect world, you would want others to be more brave about charting something new. Like I said, these two energies are leaders, path forward, they initiate things. So with this clinging on to, I feel like in your perfect world, we would easily move away from things that don't serve us, right? We would easily move away from this rock bottom, but we would have the bravery to face it like a Cancer would, right? Like we would be brave enough to face our feelings like a water sign would, like watery energies would, but also brave enough to say, you know, we don't want that in our lives, so let's take a different path. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if it resonated. I love you very much. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like a personal reading, you know what to do. I love you very much. Bye.